Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We're talking mortgages, refinance, purchase, things that you got to do before the kids need to get someplace to go back to school. If you're out there and you're thinking to yourself, hey, I need a house. We've moved, we got a new job, we're stepping up, we're stepping down, all the different reasons that you need to find housing. I know housing is tight out there. I know the inventory is small. However, if you do have questions about financing because you need the best financing out there available, certainly give us a call. info@malibufunding.net is our email address. And if you go to Home Loans, Malibu Funding Inc., that's our Facebook page. We have a lot of different new things on Facebook that are addressing a lot of these problems, a lot of these issues, and we get a lot of good feedback from that. We have a Twitter handle, we have a blog, we have a YouTube channel. If you go to Financing Mortgage, you can see a lot of these shows there. So if you do miss today's show, you can go to YouTube, the Financing Mortgage channel, and see what we've been talking about on the show. Okay, let's get to Bill Orr, one of the great guests that we bring onto the show. Bill, how are you?
I'm great, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm just great, and thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate it. I know you're busy. I know what you're doing out there to help people get into housing is terrific. Can you explain a little bit about the new, parameters that Fannie Mae has rolled out in terms of trying to help other kinds of borrowers get into properties?
Absolutely, yes. It's a great point. And this was all released within this last week,
right?
Which is Fannie Mae, who is the primary insurer, the primary purchaser of regular home mortgages, has increased the ability for people to buy larger homes than normally. So let me backtrack a little bit here. In the mortgage world, your loan officer, your realtor, you will hear them talk about this thing called debt ratio. In its simple terms, that is how much house you can buy as compared to your income. It's basically that simple. So they take your monthly obligations, your car payment, your Visa payment, your Sears payment, that kind of a thing. They add that to what your proposed mortgage payment will be. They divide that into your income and they come up with the fraction, or they come up with the percentage. And what percentage of your income is being used for your mortgage and your debts? That's in simple terms what a debt ratio is. Up until now, that percentage or that fraction has been 45%. So the same thing another way, to say the same thing another way, Fannie Mae would allow for you, the consumer, to have your debts and your mortgage payment consume no more than 45% of your gross income. Okay. Now, the big change that came down this week is they will now allow you to have a 50% ratio. Again, that's called your debt ratio. Technically, it's called your back-end debt ratio. And the back-end debt ratio consists of your proposed mortgage payment along with your mortgage payment, along with your debt. So what that translates to the consumer is you get to buy more house with the same income. So I'm sorry for the long explanation.
No, it's very good, because a lot of people don't have a clue when they're talking about income and debt income and ratios, and they just give all their stuff to the loan officer and say, am I approved? But understanding the percentages, you can figure it out in your head pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Now, so as a word of advice to the listeners here, Jeff, if anybody listening to the show was turned down for a mortgage within the last 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and if the loan officer said to you, your debt ratios are too high, now's the time to call that loan officer back. Call Jeff back. Call me back, because chances are now you can qualify based on the Fannie Mae change of lending guidelines literally this week. This is breaking news this week.
Now, this kind of offsets the rising price in real estate, right? I mean, if you're saying, my debt ratios are still at 45, yet the prices in your neighborhood keep going up, and you just can't get out of your rental to buy something, it's offsetting that. Is that why they're doing it, or is it because the inventory in loans is down so much they have to do something to try to bolster the mortgage market?
I honestly, Jeff, I think all of those are true.
Okay.
I've heard some talk that Fannie Mae is trying to come up with ways to generate more business for the mortgage and the real estate industry,
right.
And certainly that is one of the reasons to do that. And what you also said is true, that there has to be a way to offset these rising prices, particularly in California. Houses are going up insane.
Right.
You just can't keep up with how quickly they're going up. So, yes, this gives a person a fighting chance who maybe they thought they couldn't buy. Now that we can go to a 50% back-end debt ratio, now they may be able to squeak in. And I tell you where this is really helpful is for families who have maybe like a part-time job or some other kind of income that maybe the underwriter or the loan officer won't allow them to, use as income. But in reality, there's still money coming into the household, so they do have the ability to pay this higher mortgage payment. Now Fannie Mae will allow them to do that with this new expanded guideline to allow 50% of your income to be used for your mortgage payments and your debts.
Hey, I have a couple questions on income calculation. I know a lot of people try to stretch exactly what they are making, and there's a lot of a pushback from the underwriters. And what I've noticed is that a lot of loans that could be done, the income is calculated much more strictly by an underwriter. How do you get around that? What do you say to a borrower who says, hey, look, I'm making money, but I don't necessarily have a W-2 on that, or I've got an extra job, or I get extra income from another source. How are you able to calculate that in to get a true income source, or are there other programs other than Fannie and Freddie that might be able to use that income?
Well, that's a great question. Like I'm going to cut right to the chase. I do something. I've started doing something. I think you and I have talked about it. And if you're out there and if you're not doing it, if you're trying to buy a house and you need like $100 more extra, feel free to give me a call. Give Jeff a call. There's a thing called an MCC tax credit that I use. And I don't pat myself on the back, but I talk to realtors all the time, about my competitors, and no loan officers, very few loan officers are using this thing called an MCC tax credit, which could give the consumer on the low end $100, $150 a month on the low end, to where if you're buying a $350, $450, $500, $1,000 house, it could give you $300 or $400 more to income simply by using the right loan officer who knows how to do this.
Okay.
That's a little off to the side, but back to your question. Yes, to review, you do need 2 years' worth of income on self-employment history, and on part-time jobs, which I have a lot of clients who have part-time jobs. Same thing, you have to have a two-year work history, and sometimes it's a little more challenging for the client to go back and go to their previous employers and get their paychecks and get their W-2s from where they used to work. But I tell you what, if it helps them buy a house, then yeah, we can do it. And the other thing you mentioned is FHA. This is a great tool that I use. I know you use it as well. And just what the benefit to the consumers is, now let me just throw another thing. We're talking about debt ratios. Let's talk about this one more time. You and I spoke at great length just a minute ago about Fannie Mae allows you to have a 50% back-end debt ratio under most circumstances.
Right.
FHA will allow you to have a 56% back-end ratio. What does that mean? I hate to use all those loan gobbledygook.
Right.
If you're listening to this radio show, and if you want to try to buy more of a house based on your current income, consider an FHA mortgage. Ask your realtor, ask your loan officer, call Jeff, call me. Ask about an FHA loan because it allows you to buy more house based on your income, because the qualifications for getting an FHA loan are different than a Fannie Mae loan.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
agree.
Another thing I use. And then you combine FHA, like I spoke about, plus an MCC tax credit, and now I've moved up. I do it all the time with a client who was only qualified for $400,000. I'm helping that same client buy a $450,000 house.
Hey, Bill, shout out your phone number. A lot of great information. People certainly want to get a hold of you.
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, my name is Bill, and my last name is Orr, O-R-R, and my phone number is 818-406-4744. Again, it's 818-406-4744.
Hey, Bill, great information. Terrific. Love having you on the show. Let's get you back soon. Appreciate you doing this.
Fantastic, Jeff. Thank you so much.
And thank you, too. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with SuperGrow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your SuperGrow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is our telephone number. Pick up the phone, give us a call. We talk all about mortgages and how to get one. Best thing you can do if you do want one is to, one, listen to the show. We're going to give you a lot of great information, unbiased information that you're going to use to be able to decide how to go about getting the mortgage. And then we're going to talk to a bunch of different professionals for you during the many, many times that you're going to listen to the show. You like how I'm doing that? I'm telling my own listeners what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. Anyway, I appreciate you all listening to the show. If you want to email us, info@malibufunding.net. We are on Facebook. If you want to catch me on Twitter, it's at Jeff6493. And of course, it's bartonblog.com is my daily blog, as well as, let's see, I'm on YouTube. Go to Financing Mortgage. You can see not only this particular show, but a number of other instructional videos, as well as our television show, which is the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, which we do once every week as well. So there's a lot of information out there. We do bring to the show terrific people. One of the great people that's been on the show before is Brian Hewitt from Remen Mortgage Company, and I really appreciate you, Brian, coming on the show. Did I get that right? Remen Mortgage Company? What do you guys call yourselves?
Well, it's actually Remen. Remen stands for Real Estate Mortgage Network.
Oh, yes, I knew that.
One of the larger lenders in the United States.
Oh, yeah. No, you guys are terrific. And you also have a sister company, Homebridge. A lot of people out here are very familiar with that. And again, I like having you on the show. Off air, you were talking about the business you're doing. You're just killing it. I guess you're up a great deal of percentage. Tell us a little bit about the kind of business that you're doing that maybe you weren't doing a year ago, or why you're up so much in the business.
Well, so, a year ago, we really started to focus on the purchase market, and we're the largest lender in the United States for, especially since Wells Fargo pulled out of renovation loans,
right,
for renovation loans. One of the things is, how do you put a good loan together to make it successful for the borrower?
Right.
I'll give you an example. We have a property inspection waiver.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, tell us about it.
So property inspection waivers, they probably don't seem like a big deal, but if you think about it, it's whether you get an appraisal or not. So an appraisal, depending where you live, California, they cost in excess of $600.
Right.
In Oregon, they cost over $1,100.
Right.
So depending where you live, you could save on your closing costs just by not having an appraisal. And then, so the big question then is, how do you get the waiver? And that's the big thing.
Okay.
So the interesting thing is this. If you work with a loan officer who's been in the business 20 years and they used to putting in everything exactly the same for the last 20 years, it doesn't mean they get a successful appraisal waiver. There's two things that actually will get you an appraisal waiver. One is a property address. The other is a property loan to value. So when you're talking about the property address, everybody thinks, okay, my address is 123 Main Street. But if you don't spell it right, and I'm not talking about misspelling Main Street, I'm talking about misspelling street.
Okay.
Some cities, street is ST. And in other cities, street is spelled all the way out. So the only way to actually find out whether you can get a property inspection waiver is to go to the United States Postal Service and see what your legal address is.
Okay.
I did an audit last month of files that I had closed 3 months prior. It was interesting. 90% of the files were not actually accurate.
Well, how does the file not be accurate if when they entered in the mortgage electronic registration system, they have to have it in there or it gets kicked back?
Well, so here's the interesting thing.
Okay.
So title will tell you what it's supposed to be, but that's not what regulates whether you need an appraisal or not. The AUS systems, or the automated underwriting systems,
Right.
they actually go off the USPS system.
Oh.
So if you give me an address and you're 123 Main Place, and place is spelled out, but you abbreviate it on your application when you run it through the AUS system,
Right.
it doesn't acknowledge it.
And you can't get
So
the waiver.
so it asks for an appraisal. That appraisal costs you $600 to $1,100, or probably 20 to 25% of your closing costs.
Not to mention the amount of time extra that you have to spend waiting for the inspection, the appraisal to get done.
Definitely.
I
Yeah,
mean, you're
definitely.
talking a week, 10 days, easy, especially in this market when it's so busy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and in certain states, we are seeing turn times well over 2 weeks.
Right. For appraisals, absolutely right.
So if you were involved in okay, so Jeff, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
If you were involved in a financial transaction, and I told you that you could spend 2 minutes on a website and save $600 to $1,100, would you spend those 2 minutes?
Of course you would. Who wouldn't do that?
You would.
Of course.
Yes. So here's the drawback. When you deal with a very experienced loan officer, that experienced loan officer is used to doing things, whether it's himself or herself or their processor. They type the things in they have for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Of course.
But if you go to the United States Postal Service website and verify your address to see if Avenue, you live at 123 Main Avenue, Avenue is AV, AVE, or spelt all the way out.
Right.
Depending on how they say it is, if you run that through their website, which takes you 30 seconds, when you fill out your 1003, if you spell it right, they will give you an appraisal waiver.
Which saves you the 600 in 2 weeks, possibly. That's a big deal, especially if you're in a purchase market and you can bring that to the table when you're trying to outbid other people in your contract.
You don't need an appraisal.
Right, you don't need an appraisal, and you can get it done quicker, which means that your contingency time period on sale is less than 30 days. That's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost the same thing as a cash offer.
Right, exactly right. Hey, Brian, this is terrific information. Can you shout out your phone number for people in case they want to get in touch with you, learn a little bit more about it?
Definitely. Here, I'm going to give you my cell number.
Okay.
And if somebody forgets this information, they can always send me a text and just say, I don't want an appraisal. How do I do my loan?
Right.
It's 949-529-7366.
Okay. One more time?
949-529-7366.
Brian, I really appreciate you coming on the show. This is Brian Hewitt from Remen Real Estate Mortgage Network, and I'm really appreciative that you came on and shared this information with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing. If you could save 20 or 25% of your closing costs just by knowing how to do it,
right,
it's a phenomenal thing for you. Your APR will be so much closer to your actual interest rate.
Excellent. Hey, we got to jump to the next interview. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I really appreciate it. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification in an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. I want you to pick up the phone, give me a call, ask me a question about a purchase, about a refinance. Maybe you have questions about a property down the street. You're not quite sure you can afford it. Maybe someone in your family needs a mortgage, or maybe they want to sell a house. There's all kinds of reasons that you need to talk to an unbiased person to help you in your real estate decisions. We certainly can do that. I'm Jeff Barton. You can call me anytime. We have guests on the show all the time. Call them. A lot of the people that are on the show don't work for Malibu Funding, don't work for me at the Mortgage Voice. So we do try to bring unbiased opinions to the show to be able to help you make decisions about how you're going to deal in the real estate world, whether it's buying a house, selling a house, as I said, or just finding information about the latest, greatest rates of the day. If you want to email us, it's info@malibufunding.net. Certainly, if you want to see us on Facebook, go to Facebook, type in Home Loans, Malibu Funding Inc., and our Home Loans Malibu Funding Facebook page pops right up. We get a lot of people that come to that. And surprisingly enough, we have a new YouTube channel that's been on and up for a while. It's Financing Mortgage. If you go there, you'll see what we do and how we do it. This particular radio show will be on YouTube, as well as a number of other educational videos. And we do a real estate show out in Las Vegas called the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. It's broadcast every Sunday night at 4:30 if you're out in the Valley in Las Vegas. We bring to the show many great people, as I said. This guy has worked for Malibu Funding for a number of years. Really appreciate it. He's out in the Inland Empire, and I want to say hi to everybody at KCAA, everybody at KMET, and certainly the Roadrunner. Great people, good people that bring information to you for us through the network that we're on. And today is no exception. We bring George Gonzalez back to the show. George, how are you?
I'm doing excellent, Jeff. How are you doing out there in Malibu?
You know what? You say that all the time. And, of course, I live in Malibu, but I work in the Valley. And I say that because common people, roll up the sleeves, get to work kind of guy. I'm not by the pool, although sometimes I'm by the pool, but I'm not by the pool. Anyway, I'm doing great, George, and thanks very much. George works for Malibu Funding, great loan officer out in the Inland Empire, and if you do have questions, he'll give you his phone number at the end of the show, or at the end of the segment, be able to get in contact with him. Okay, what's happening in the real estate and the mortgage world in your world? What's going on out there?
Well, Jeff, out here in the Inland Empire, it's not only hot with the weather, the
Right.
houses are selling just as hot. So, we're having a good time over here. I thought I was going to take a vacation or at least a couple this summer, but it doesn't look like it. I've already had to cancel 2 trips because there's no way that I can leave with all these deals on my desk.
Hey, when you're out there and you're busy, but when you're competing, you're doing purchases, and how do you help a buyer to be able to, get a better or a leg up, get a better a place in line when they're bidding on that house and there's 5 or 6 other bids? How do you help them?
Well, there's 2 ways to do it, Jeff. Obviously, the one way is realtors really don't like it because I just basically tell the buyer that, if they come to a loan officer first, somebody who knows what they're doing and has the experience, they're going to walk them through the process and show them what their payment's going to be, what they're comfortable paying, because that's the most important part.
Of course.
How much the bank's going to lend them, what kind of rate they're looking at. So once they have that information, if they're having a hard time in a particular market that's hard to get their offer accepted, I basically whisper in their ear and I give them a pre-approval letter with all the docs they need to show that listing agent to prove to them that they are actually a qualified, strong buyer. And I send them there door knocking with no realtor to just get their feet in there because obviously when the listing agent says, wow, you don't have an agent and you're qualified, what is this, a dream come true? Obviously they're going to most likely take that offer.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you also obviously work with a number of great realtors out there in terms of helping them get their borrowers approved. And when you're dealing with both the realtors and your own clients that you're sending to the sellers, give me some of the problems that have come up recently that you can help overcome in those situations.
Well, you're 100% right. The agents are a big part of my business, and I appreciate each one of them. Just unfortunate that some of these situations that I just said, the example, sometimes that's what we have to do. But right now, the inventory's opening up a little more, and I'm noticing a lot of my agents getting the offers accepted on a lot of pre-approvals that we have together. So,
great.
I mean, what I've noticed with what I said, the example with I send the buyer, sometimes the agent there would try to sneak them and sneak them over to their lender, or try to just put some fancy stuff around them and get them out on their side and get rid of me altogether. And then I find, okay, it's best to work hand in hand with the realtor you trust. This way you guys can go back and forth with the buyer to help them stay informed.
course, absolutely. I think working with professionals is a good thing. Sometimes the opportunities aren't there, especially in a very tight real estate market, to be able to do that. So you have to get your buyers into a house the best and only way you know how, which is you hook them up with the seller's agent, and therefore they have a vested interest in trying to help that buyer, especially when they come in pre-approved. But in most cases, you're working with realtors, and realtors working back and forth with the other realtor to make sure that the property can get secured by the best and most qualified finance person in the marketplace. Are you doing more conventional, more FHA? Are you doing non-QM? What are the kind of loan products right now that are hot in the market?
Well, right now, my pipeline is a mixture, but I think 75% of it right now is still FHA.
Okay.
People are still loving, the low down payment, and the rates are still solid on FHA, and the requirements for as far as FICO scores is not really too high. I mean, for instance, one bank that we use, I'm sure you're aware of, New Penn, somebody as low as a 580 FICO score, the pricing adjustment is only like a 2-point pricing adjustment, where other banks are like 4%, and it's making the interest rate for the buyer that much higher.
I see.
And so New Penn right now has a big amount of buyers that I have in there for FHA, but on the conventional side, I don't have too many conventional, but what I do have is the self-employed programs right now, the non-IQM, the ones you were talking about.
Right.
And basically all it is, it's pretty simple. They just have to prove 12-month deposits on either in their bank. If it's a company bank account, business bank statements, we can use 100% of the funds. If it's personal, they'll let us use up to 75%, or 50%, depending on what bank we use.
Yeah, that's very good. Okay, so you covered a little bit about how your business is going, what's going on with the business, future, forecasting. Okay, where's the real estate market going? Where's rates going? What do you think?
Well, right now, it looks like the rates are still doing good. Our president is actually, business is thriving, as you see the stock market at an all-time high.
What's up with that? 22,000 yesterday. That was amazing.
And I'm so proud of it because I actually went out last year and purchased a Cadillac because it's American made.
Right.
And I'm trying to get involved. If everybody just gets involved to make our country stronger like it should be, I mean, it'll be so much better for our small businesses.
Oh, I agree. There's no question. No question about that. I'm a big proponent of trying to help businesses right here, and however we do that, that's a good thing. Usually it's about regulation in our business or oversight or, any number of other things, but certainly stretching the boundaries of what's real and not real. I've had some issues in the income area with some of the borrowers not understanding that what you put down on that 1003 is libelous. So if you're out there and you're listening, and George, you can attest to this, be truthful on that 1003. If they say you need 2 years of employment and you've only been there 19 months, put down 19 months, right?
Correct, because they're going to verify, and
yep.
Once they find out you're not there 2 years, then we got a whole new ball game. George, shout out your phone number for people who are out in the Inland Empire, especially in the Rancho area, who want to get a hold of you. My direct cell phone number is area code 909-900-9565.
Excellent. Thank you very much once again for coming on the show and explaining to us what's going on in the market in the IE.
Oh, we're loving it out here, Jeff. Like I said, man, I hate, it's like a catch-22. I had to cancel the vacations, but you know what? They'll be there when I'm done.
Right. Yeah, they certainly will. Hey, man, thanks very much, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, very well. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one T-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop our shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go, They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. If you pick up the phone and give us a call, we can talk to you very well about all things considered for mortgages, refinance, purchase. You probably need to talk about if you need to take money out of your house, how you're going to do it. You love that 3.25% interest rate you have, but you have a medical emergency. Somebody's got to go to college. You're trying to buy that income property so that you don't have to retire and worry about Social Security. I get it. I understand, but that's why you got to talk to somebody in the mortgage industry about all these problems. Now, maybe you end up deciding you don't want to do it, which is fine with me, but you do need to talk to somebody who is a professional. Now, when you go out there in the search for somebody who is a professional, make sure you shop around. Look for somebody who is a licensed loan officer. Now, here in California, we have a licensed loan officer through the Bureau of Real Estate, which is what Malibu Funding is, what I am, which means that they've not only passed the real estate exam, they've also passed the loan officer exam, and they marry one to the other. In Nevada, where the show is being seen, they have 2 separate licenses. So in Nevada, you're just a mortgage loan officer. We happen to have a loan officer and a real estate broker license in Nevada as well as California. So if you're working in either one of those states or you're thinking about relocating, and by the way, housing in Nevada is cheap compared to California. I know people that are out there right now buying houses below $200,000. And this is after 4 or 5 years of recovery in the market. When I guess back in 2007, I had the opportunity and did buy a condominium, 1-bedroom, $22,000. Now, this is in Nevada. A lot of Nevada is older homes, but this particular condo complex, which was not doing well, those were selling at $22,000 to $27,000, and they were just trying to survive by selling off condos. And it was a great way to get into Vegas for extremely cheap. Now, a lot of people would think, okay, what about the air conditioning bills? Well, if you're in the Inland Empire right now, you know what your electric bills are, and you know how much you pay every month for electricity in the Inland Empire for air conditioning. And you're thinking, wow, Vegas, how much could that be? Well, I'll tell you, it's about $175 a month for a 2-bedroom air conditioning. Now, if you average out your bill, which the electric company allows you to do. And by the way, they allow you to do that everywhere. So if you have high bills in the summer and low bills in the winter, you can average out your payments so that you're only paying approximately, $100 a month, $125. But in the winter in Vegas, it's $75. In the summer, it's $175, and that's kind of the offset. We were talking a lot on the TV show about solar energy and how that is affecting a lot of people both there and here in Southern California. Southern California and in Northern California, the solar, wind, and thermal energy, or even, I guess it would be running the turbines from rivers and lakes and things like that, accounts for about 10% of the energy used here in California, and they're trying to, by 2029, bump it up to 30%. I think that's an ambitious goal for California, but right now in Las Vegas, in Clark County, and in all of Nevada, it is already up to 30%. So we were arguing about the pros and cons of that kind of energy and what the difference is. There's always going to be need for energy derived from oil. Why? Because when it's nighttime, there's no energy because it's nighttime, and you don't develop that kind of energy for your photoelectric cells that you need for that kind of energy during the summer and during the daylight hours. However, if we can get that kind of production, think about your own electric bill. Think about, if you have solar in your house, you know what I'm talking about. And one of the things that I wanted to mention, solar on your house, do you own your system? Do you lease your system? Because when you're selling your house, if you have solar that's leased, you have to make sure that the buyer is aware of a leased solar unit, and that cost is going to be borne by the new buyer. A lot of buyers are saying, no, I'm not going to bear that cost, and the seller has to pay it off or work out some kind of deal with the solar company so that the new buyer doesn't get in on it. Okay, let's get into a little bit of news to use right now into what we're talking about here. I got a few things I want to share with you. The mortgage industry under fire again from younger buyers. Now, we talk a lot about millennials on this show. How do you reach them? When are they going to get into the market? How come they're not buying? Well, according to this article here, and several that I've read, about 53% of millennials already own homes. Now, that may seem like a small number, but if you consider the millennials as a group, they're the largest subset of buyers and sellers in the U.S. economy. Let's say we have 320 million people, the largest subset, about 60 to 80 million different millennials, and that, of course, is from 1985 to 2000. Those particular buyers and sellers, they're primed, ready to go, and most of the millennials want to buy homes. So this particular article talks about why the millennials are upset with the real estate profession and why they're upset with companies who provide mortgage assistance, title companies, inspection companies, anybody who's into the real estate sector. They're upset because there's no communication. Now, this is odd from a whole group of people that don't communicate at all except by text. However, this particular group is complaining because what they want to do is right now they want to buy houses. They want to talk to people who know about houses, and they want to get into the real estate market. So if you're out there right now and you are a millennial, all jokes aside, you need to find a company, a group of people who will communicate in a way by which you want to be communicated to, whether it's by text or by email or by Facebook or other social media or telephone calls, or you just want to meet them face to face. There's all kinds of ways that communication needs to be improved by our industry. And I'm the first one to say, look, we need you. We need your business. So if you're out there and you're looking for somebody who is interested in your business and wants to communicate with you in a way that you want to communicate with, shop around. We're certainly a company that wants to do that. And we have 60 plus loan officers and real estate agents that work for us in 10 different states. So I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about how people communicate and what we can do for you. Find somebody that can do that. Find somebody that can do that for you. And that's one of the complaints by millennials in the business. We're talking about complaints per mortgage company, and the satisfaction study that came out. J.D. Power does all these satisfaction studies all the time. Okay, so let's just name a couple of these in the top 10. There's U.S. Bank, of course. There's Fifth Third Mortgage, really big company. Bank of America, SunTrust, Flagstar Bank, Capital One, Huntington National Bank, Regions Mortgage. All of these companies are in the top 10 of satisfactory when you're talking about communication and trying to get in touch and be communicative with the borrowers through that group. Okay, so if you've heard any of those names on the list that I just read as major bank and lending institutions that do hundreds of thousands, if not millions of loans a year, feel rest assured that that's about as good as it gets. If you need more, if you want more, continue to shop around. And a lot of times if you go to a smaller outfit, a mortgage banker or a mortgage broker, they probably would be more apt to, adjust what their communication style is with you the best that they possibly can in order to satisfy you. Hey, let's face it, they need the business. It's not walking in the door. Okay, co-signing a loan, co-signing a mortgage. One of the things that came up in an article I read by Liz Weston, I want to appreciate her work. She said that if you're thinking of co-signing a loan and you are a parent, or you're a sister, a brother, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, somebody who's willing to step up to the plate to help somebody else, there are a tremendous number of disadvantages for you and without a lot of advantages for you. And I think you can all understand what those possibly are. But the article came out because I guess a lot of loans are being done right now with co-signers. And if you are a co-signer on the loan, guess what? You're on the hook for that loan forever until the loan's paid off, or unless they refinance that particular property. So if you're thinking of co-signing a loan and you're a parent or a brother, a sister, brother, girlfriend, boyfriend, however it works out, just understand that that responsibility for the mortgage is on you as well as, of course, the primary borrower. A lot of things to get to in the next segment of the show. I really appreciate you all listening, coming to the show, and we're getting a tremendous amount of feedback. Anyway, I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry, and we'll be right back.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Your nose just a little bit, I need the sun off, there you go. When we do our workshops, we choose top locations like Red Rock Canyon for fashion, or we choose Cancun beaches for the glamour photography. There you go, good, good, good. We set up all the models. We have sponsors like Canon that bring out lenses and camera equipment, bodies that you can work with. We teach you how to use those. We teach you how to work with your equipment that you bring out. ISO 400, I'm shooting 1,000 shutter. I'm wide open at 2.8. Some of you are gonna be at 3.5. So whether you're a beginner or intermediate and you want to advance to the next level, or even if you're advanced now and you just want to learn more process, more value, learn your equipment a little bit better, take better pictures, check out one of our workshops. You can check out JeromeHamilton.com. We have a workshops page that'll get you there. We bring the top of the line models to all of our events, and we take you to the best places.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is our telephone number. We do get a lot of calls, a lot of questions about what we talk about on the show. If you're hearing something that you have a question, you can definitely give us a call. Pick up the telephone, or you could email us. Our info at malibufunding.net is our email address. Facebook, of course, and we have a Twitter account at Jeff6493. And I have a blog, and we're on YouTube. So we can get to you the information, whatever it is that you're looking for, whether it's something you've seen on the show or heard on the show. YouTube will cover all that for you. We're on broadcast TV out in Las Vegas. We have 3 great outlets in the Inland Empire, and I always thank those terrific people for helping us get the message out to you. But you have the problems, or you have questions about what you need to do for your mortgage, for your real estate deal, you certainly need to call us. Call another professional, get information, shop around if you can, if you have the time. If you're in a pinch, if you need something done immediately, you need a pre-approval letter, you need something to help you get from A to B, i.e. into your next property, yes, we can help you with that. Well, the only thing we need, of course, is income documentation. We need to look at your Social Security, because that'll get us your credit report and a number of other items, your name, your address, certain other things. There's about 5-6 things that we need in order to give you a loan estimate. Get that loan estimate, and that's your ticket home. You can take that loan estimate to anybody else and compare prices, compare how we can help you or not help you, or use it to be able to get into the house that you need to do. If you need an actual letter, we can write the letter up to you. Pre-approval letter based on a DU finding, which is a Fannie Mae, or an LP finding, which is Freddie Mac. If you're looking at an FHA product because you don't have a huge down payment, we can help you with that too. Anyway, let's get to a couple other things in the show that I wanted to. Wells Fargo, they're at it again. Daryl, I want to bring you on just to talk a little bit about Wells Fargo and what their issue is this time. One of the greatest scandals that came out about Wells Fargo a couple of years ago, of course, was they were faking bank accounts, and you have some personal history with that as well.
Yeah, I had a niece that worked for them that got fired because she wasn't recommending 3 products to every customer that walked through the door.
Unbelievable. Well, here's the next scandal for Wells Fargo. This is by the Associated Press, dated July 28th, 2017, 5:15, updated July 30th. Scandal-plagued Wells Fargo is back in hot water for signing customers up for products they did not need or want. Now, that sounds familiar.
Kind of the same thing, yeah.
It's exactly the same thing, except this time it's auto insurance. Now, I don't know, we talked about a couple weeks on the show how the auto industry is really dragging on the economy, because I think it's 40% of auto loans are 90 days in default. And this is one of the things that Wells Fargo did. They signed up customers for auto insurance, whether it's insurance for I guess auto wreckage insurance, I don't know what they call it, just general coverage, or it's for the loan itself, I'm not quite sure. But here we go, 570,000 auto loan borrowers who did not know that they purchased auto insurance from this company. And yeah, exactly, 80 million in refunds on top of the 180 million in fines they had, plus another couple 150 million on top of that, fines from the CFPB.
Well, it's a circular equation as well, because we had a car that had broken down, and we took it to the auto shop, and the auto shop declared it that it was dead. It was unrepairable.
Right.
And it took us 2 or 3 weeks to disposition the car and get it taken away and stuff. We got a letter. And we took it off of our insurance. And we got a letter that's from the insurance company saying, we've noticed this car is now uninsured, and we're going to send a letter to the DMV telling them that you can't, the car is now unregisterable because it's not insured anymore. You know, it's like the feather and the hammer, right?
Unbelievable.
We're a great insurance company, but the minute you're not insuring a product with us that you still own per the DMV, we're going to hit you with the hammer.
Now, why? You would think that kind of detail is not overlooked on the regulators when they're seeing you're signing up,
3 weeks.
570,000 loans for, yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're detailed enough to get to a customer to tell the DMV that one customer in that one car is no longer insured, and you better slap his hand because, but yet you're saying that, oh, this was a mistake of the 570,000 loan products that the insurance products that you're selling.
Yeah,
it's just,
they're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies.
It just annoys me that a very large company like Wells Fargo, and I like Wells Fargo. I think a lot of people like Wells Fargo, but
they've got a cute little wagon.
I do like the wagon.
The welcome wagon.
Yes, I like the welcome wagon. Okay, let's get to a couple other things. New home buys, new home purchases. Okay, there are 10 things. Now there are not a lot of new homes in the Inland Empire. There are some if you go up to 15. And by the way, I was stuck in that 15 traffic yesterday. 3 hours to go 10 miles.
Oh, I believe it.
It was unbelievable. They're doing some construction out just before you get to the I guess it was Victorville, to get on the Pear Blossom Highway to go back to where I was
Yeah, well, you
driving.
come across, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody comes across. That's a
Yeah.
route everybody knows. 3 hours. Are you kidding me?
Now people are going from Barstow to Mojave across the 58 and coming down just to avoid that whole.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Whole thing.
You know, it's funny you say that, because I looked at the 58 and I just didn't understand, if I took it, do I end up in
Mojave.
So you end up in Mojave, and then
Yeah,
what
which is
happens?
not that. You come down through Lancaster and Palmdale down to
Oh, I
14.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. That's the next time I do that, because I'm not hitting that 3 hours. I mean, I was 7.5 hours driving back from Vegas, where we do the TV shows. You know. Okay. So new home buying. There are 10 things that new home purchases. You know, you go to KB or you go to Shea or you go to any number of new home builders, and you're going to sit in there, and they're going to dictate to you pretty much what they want and how they want to do it. So there's a list of 10 things. And let's work for the last 5 things on the list, okay? So these are things that you need to do when you buy a new home from a new home builder, okay? Is that clear? Everybody good on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Counting backwards, number 5. What do you think it might be?
Don't just go with their lender, because they'll try to force you to go with their lender, I would imagine.
Let me see. Where is that on the list? That is number 1 on the list.
Wow.
Wow, you nailed number 1. Well, we just closed the segment.
Okay,
I mean,
thanks.
thank you very much.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, that's number 1. Committing to a property before getting pre-approved, obviously. And then if you go with their lender, you're not necessarily getting the best bang for your buck.
Shop around.
Shop around.
Yeah.
And the problem is, when you do that and you come to them and you say, hey, I've got my own lender, they say, you know what they say?
That's trouble. It'll take too long. The approvals.
We need to cross-qualify that, sir or madam.
Yeah.
Could you please give us your paperwork? And then when they do that, they say, hey, if you do the loans with us, we're going to give you credits, upgrades.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You like these new fancy cabinets? You know?
Exactly. So number 5 on the list was failing to have a new home inspection by an independent professional.
So a brand new home you have to have inspected?
Well, apparently, according to this article,
Wow.
they said that yes. Well, because what happens is new homes are, you know, they have this thing when you build a new home called a punch list.
Right.
And the punch list has to do with all the things that are wrong that you need to fix before the new home can get a certificate of occupancy, a C of O.
Just because, I mean, they're cookie cutter. I wouldn't think that they would be
You would
sloppy
think,
like
right?
that.
Well, they are. And I've been into some new homes. When they don't do the upgrades and it's a base model,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you need to inspect.
Your nose just a little bit. I need the sun off. There you go. When we do our workshops, we choose top locations like Red Rock Canyon for fashion, or we choose Cancun beaches for the glamour photography. There you go. Good, good, good. We set up all the models. We have sponsors like Canon that bring out lenses and camera equipment, bodies that you can work with. We teach you how to use those. We teach you how to work with your equipment that you bring out. ISO 400, I'm shooting 1,000 shutter. I'm wide open at 2.8. Some of you are going to be at 3.5. So whether you're a beginner or intermediate and you want to advance to the next level, or even if you're advanced now and you just want to learn more process, more value, learn your equipment a little bit better, take better pictures, check out one of our workshops. You can check out JeromeHamilton.com. We have a workshops page that'll get you there. We bring the top of the line models to all of our events, and we take you to the best places.